Yes, Congressman, what will be your policy on the state of Israel?
What would the policy be with the state of Israel? I would want to maintain very close relations with Israel. I want to be a good friend of Israel. And I also want to respect them in many ways that I do not think the United States should undermine their sovereignty in any way. The establishment of Israel came about with a movement called Zionism, and Zionism had two basic principles. One was independence and self-reliance, and I agree with those two basic fundamental premises of Zionism. But I also don't think we should tell them what to do. If they want to have a peace treaty with some neighbor and think they can work it out, they shouldn't have to ask us for permission. They shouldn't have to ask us permission to defend their borders. That should be their business. But also, I do not believe that I should take money from anybody here and send money to Israel. And some people will say, oh, that means you're anti-Israel. But I'm pro-American. but no, actually, this is a benefit to Israel. First, when you give money, that implies we own you. And second is if you cut out all foreign aid, Israel comes out ahead because their neighbors get about 5 times as much assistance, than Israel gets. So I don't think it's much of a problem. But we should be friends. We should trade with them. I would encourage them to become the Hong Kong of the Middle East or something like that. Have a really affluent society. But we have every reason to want to get along, and we can. But to control them and regulate and hold them back, I think that is not necessary. Matter of fact, Netanyahu was before the Congress, this year, and he was explicit. You can go and look at his speech. He says, we do not need American troops to defend our country. He says, we don't need American troops. He said, Israel can take care of itself. And I think we should respect that.
Crop TV.